With just 10 games left for us to play in the season, we currently find ourselves one place out of the European spots. However, because of cups and things like that, we might still technically get it if we finish in 7th place. We're going to be playing Wolves and Leicester in today's episode. Leicester is, I guess, arguably a 6-pointer. If we beat Wolves and then we beat Leicester, we will be back into 6th place in the table. In between episodes, we haven't been particularly good until the West Brom game, and then we went back to being distinctly average. So we've drawn 3, Watford, Man United and West Ham. We lost against Spurs. We beat West Brom 4-0. It means the table is as you've just seen. Let's play Wolves and see how we get on. The starting lineup for the Wolves game then, you can see we're going for a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress system because basically Basri, to get the best out of him, we need to play him in the middle of the pitch. That's kind of the crux of the matter. It will be Pinte in goal, Elliott, Ballo, Lambert and Tong Song Tao in defence. It's going to be Bean and Coadio in the middle, Darko, Basri, Fabio Silva and Hudson as our goal threats for this one. You probably might have seen it. Silva did score a hat-trick against West Brom. Maybe he can do the same against Wolves, his former team as well. So at the absolutely massive Molineux, there are a lot of real players still playing for Wolves. We are 14 years into the future and they still have a lot of real players. We have 2 and they are both 33, 34 years of age, I think. So we've got the considerably younger side. Maybe we've got the legs to do it against Wolves. Well, 15 minutes in so far, we've had no highlights. Looking at the stats, we are getting some shots away, but clearly not good enough shots to get them into the actual highlights package until potentially now. Gravenberch to Lacti. In the middle is Berg. Bean stolen that way. That is good to see. Hudson finds Fabio Silva on the ground to Basri. Now Darko, misplaced pass, but still gets the ball back, and Darko makes it 1-0. His 5th goal of the season. He does not score many. He sets them up. That's usually his job. He's got 1 so far. Aaron Ramsdale's goal kick for Wolves. 31 minutes on the clock. Big kick over the halfway line. Lambert controls well for us. Tong down the line. Fabio Silva to Coadio. Terrible pass from Coadio. Tried to get it passed back to Tong, but just passed it straight to Hudson-Odoi. It's a big kick up field, and it's going to hopefully get controlled. Ballo is the man to do it. He's just lumped it straight back down the other end. Basri collects from Fabio Silva's little head backwards. Now Bean. Right-hand side is Elliott. I thought it was going to go to Darko. Instead, Elliott's picked this ball up. Goes for a run. Tries to take on his man. Crosses it. No, he doesn't. Place it on the ground. Darko now. Back to Elliott. Now we can cross. He does. Finds Hudson. Down to Darko. And Darko scored 2. What I love about that goal is the fact that Hudson, the striker, the main goal threat, the poacher, heads this down so Darko could score. Most strikers, I imagine in real life, would not do that. They just try and go for goal themselves. Instead, Hudson finds Darko. We're 2-0 up. So, in case you hadn't realised, this is technically a game in hand. I think it's the Monday night match we're actually playing. And this puts us on to 29 games. 1 point behind a European spot. 2-0 up at half-time. Just keep going, guys. Just keep going. Score another goal, Darko. Get yourself a hat-trick. Or Hudson can get himself injured. Not ideal. We do have Moreno, Sandland and Rory Allen on the subs bench. I think we'll go for Allen. Rory Allen is one of those players that he's been here for so long now. He's just good, isn't he? Is he good? I feel like he plays better than his actual attributes show. But I like him. I like him a lot. We're also going to take off Bean as well, which is a concern. We're going to do Soma coming on, who for some reason is technically better than Bean. I don't believe that one. We've only got 1 more sub to do, and I think we're going to have to take Darko off after about 75 minutes because he's not technically match fit. He's just come back from an injury, so maybe we need to look at bringing him off around about now. And we're going to it's going to have to be Diallo, isn't it? I mean, Diallo, he's a right back, isn't he? Is he a right back? He's got 12 tackling. He's definitely a right back. He's more a right back than a winger, but we don't really have the options unless we go for Stephen Burns. I don't really Burns actually... No, we'll go for Stephen Burns. We're going for Stephen Burns. Half a star. Good job, manager. So Rory Allen has come on. He's on a 6.5. Tong is on a 6.3, now up to a 6.4. Soma, who's obviously come on as well, is on a 6.6. So our subs haven't been the most inspiring, have they? Stevens is in on goal. Tong with a lovely slide tackle. Soma's going to pick up a second yellow card, and that's going to be a penalty. Is he going to get a second yellow card? That's the thing I'm worrying about. If they score the penalty, it's not too much of a problem because there's only 2 minutes left. Soma is still on the pitch. Arshavin's going to step up and take it. Pintea goes the right way. It remains 2-0. It doesn't. It goes to 2-1. Joey Stevens picks up the pieces. but we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds of normal time plus injury time. We should be able to hold on. And even after 5 minutes of injury time, we do manage to hold on. That makes it look a lot worse than it was. We were the better side by a fair distance. The subs were not good subs. The subs were definitely not good subs. Alan had a shocking game. Tong as well had a shocking game. Soma had a shocking game. My subs were terrible. And annoyingly, one of those subs was because of the injury, and that is 7 to 8 weeks for Francis Hudson. It looks like Bean's out for just a couple of days. Yes, he is with a tight hamstring. So we are probably going to have to be playing, I assume, Santalan up front now for probably the season. That might be a season over. It's not far off, is it? 7 to 8 weeks, so he's going to be doubtful for the Forest game, so he might be back for Liverpool, Southampton and Chelsea, which, by the way, not the easiest run into the end of the season. We've also got Man City and Arsenal in there as well, which are going to be tough. Leicester up next. Let's go forward then. We've got pretty much a week, so we should hopefully recover quite a lot of fitness. So, for the Leicester game, we are at home, and this is what we're going to go for. We are sticking with the 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress formation. It will be Pinte in goal, Elliott, Ballo, Lambert, and Tong in defence. I've just had a chat with Tong and said, your form is a little bit poor, you keep making mistakes. Hopefully, that's going to make him start to play a little bit better. It's going to be Bean and Coadio in midfield. Darko, Basri, Moreno, and Santalan will be our attacking options. I was tempted to play Fabio Silva on the left wing, but Moreno is good. He has scored 12 goals from the left wing, so that's kind of what we're going to go for. Obviously, Santalan comes in for the injured Hudson, which is going to be a massive miss. So, Wolves had a lot of real players. Do Leicester have a lot of real players still, or have they shifted them all on? This is obviously, I say obviously, this is the Saturday evening game, so we are on TV. They've got no real players in their starting 11, and their form is not great. They've lost their last 2 games, which means a win here will move us from 7th to 6th place, and arguably closing the gap on Arsenal? Probably not. A win here as well will put us just 7 points off of the Champions League, which I don't think is going to happen, but we can dream, right? Oh, wonderful. So I've had a chat with Tong, and what he's gone and done is get himself injured straight away. Right, Benjaloun or Lines? I think it's going to be Benjaloun coming on as that left back, because Benjaloun's just a better footballer than Brett Lines. First highlight of the match, and it's taken 26 minutes to get here. Darko to Santalan, back to Santalan from Basri. Ballo's got the ball, now Lambert forward to Coadio. It's Moreno on that left. Benjaloun, the makeshift left back, finds Darko, and Darko tucks the ball away. He's got 3 goals in this episode. He scored every goal in this episode for us. Darko has gone from literally being the most irritating footballer on the planet, because he was just terrible. The first 6 months he was with us, he was terrible, to being the perfect all-round footballer. Goals, assists, winning games, you name it. Darko's there. Half-time against Leicester then. We are 1-0 to the good. We are into a European spot, and Leicester are doing nothing. It's not exactly the most exciting game of football, is it? But we do have a highlight straight from kickoff in the second half. Coadio forward, doesn't find Moreno. Instead, Leicester have the ball. It's Miller on the right-hand side, keeps it in play as well. Terrible pass, Ballo to Lambert. His clearance is not the best. It wasn't a good pass, really, from Ballo back to Lambert. Del Castillo to Samuel. Now Miller on the right-hand side. Crosses it low. Marcel, effort is over the bar. All he had to do was get that on target, and it would be 1-1. Well, much like the last match, we do need to keep an eye on Darko and Moreno this time around. 75 minutes is when we're probably going to be bringing those 2 off. Darko with the ball to Elliott. Bean on the right. Lovely pass from Bean to find Elliott. He's going to go for goal. He does go for goal and almost finds the bottom corner. Not really a huge amount of highlights going on in this game, is there? Right, let's do some changes. In fact, this is probably all of our changes. We are going to take off Moreno. We're going to do Silva. We're going to take off Basri. And what do we do here? I mean, do we do that actually? Is that the option? Do we go for Fabio Silva in the middle, Burns on the left? That's all of our subs. I'm bringing Basri off as well because he's just knackered. And we are going to have to play Darko for a full 90, even though my coaches and so on say it's not a good idea. Burns with the ball, first touch. Santalan, where are you going to go? Does a lovely spin, plays it all the way backwards to Bean. Where are you going to go? Lovely run forward from the central midfielder. Lambert, the centre-back, goes all the way back to Pintea. This came from a free kick in a very good position for us. It's towards Burns. Control. He doesn't even control it. What? I thought he was going to control that. Instead, he's just lashed at it. He almost put it in. He's only touched the ball like 3 times. Ballo to Bean, 70th minute on the clock. I say 70th, 68th minute just ticked over. Ballo, lovely ball, can find Benjaloun on that left-hand side. 4 in the middle, maybe a 5th joining. Benjaloun's cross, it's found Santalan, and Emmanuel Santalan's into double figures for the season. Benjaloun, the substitute, makeshift left-back, has 2 assists for this game. Is his crossing even any good? I don't know, but he seems to be doing a good job with it. Not gonna lie, this episode has gone so much better than I thought it would. I was expecting to lose both of these games. Instead, we might be winning both of them instead. It is Santalan. I've just said instead like 3 times, haven't I? Elliot's going to go for a run down the right. We're into the final 5 minutes. Good pass to Dunbar. What's going on here? Nobody can pass it accurately at all. And it is Leicester coming away with the ball. Towards the right-hand side, Benjaloun, who is going to be picking up the Man of the Match award at this current rate. Santalan is tackled. I mean, what were you trying to do? Del Castillo's going for a run. Burns is keeping up with him. Plays it on the ground. Emin loses the ball to Coadio, and now counter-attack time. Here we go. Fabio Silva's broken through the line. It's a superb tackle. That is another superb tackle from that centre-back. And they calmly pass back to the keeper. What's going on? This is a weird highlight. Darko to Santalan. It's a cracking finish from Santalan. It's going to be 3-0. Goal. I say the goal. The shot came out of absolutely nowhere. The highlight was a mess. We're 3-0 up. We are going to win both matches in today's episode. We've scored 5 goals. I feel like we haven't scored 5 goals in an episode for a very long time. That's a superb finish as well. And the full-time whistle goes. We are into the European spots. A defensive masterclass by the looks of that. Benjaloun getting an 8.2 after coming off the bench. Unfortunately for him, Santalan scored twice, which means Santalan is the man to pick up the Man of the Match. I was going to say the match ball. He didn't score a hat-trick. He's going to pick up the Man of the Match award. I personally think Benjaloun deserves that because he came off, came on the pitch because of an injury early on and has pulled out that performance. Oh, flipping marvellous. Well, Tong is out for probably the rest of the season as well with some broken ribs, which means Benjaloun is going to be our left-back for the rest of the season. Not really ideal, considering we did bring in Tong to be that left-back, and now he's out injured. So with just 8 games left to play, this is the shape of the league table. We do have to play Manchester City next, although we have beaten them. We are one of the 6 teams to beat Man City so far this season. Maybe we can do the double, much like Liverpool have. We are going to come back next episode for the finale of the season. I'm thinking probably around Liverpool, although they are potentially going to be crowned champions in that match, so that might be an issue. It might be Southampton and Chelsea. We're going to come back somewhere in there to see what's going to happen at the end of the season. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, maybe European football is in the cards for the end of the season. Thanks for watching.